I wish good things to you who's watching this. I am Alexey, and this is episode 2 of Carcassonne Move of the Week, a series of videos in which I showcase the most spectacular play from each week of the currently ongoing World Cup of Carcassonne 2023. Just like in week 1, Team China has made it into the spotlight, but this time they are on the receiving end, because our eyes will be focused on their opponent, Team United Kingdom. UK's Ishan Malhotra, the player with the screen name Oh Look Cake, is playing the yellow meeples against the Chinese player with the screen name Balala Fairy, who's playing the red meeples. In this complex late middle game position, with 15 tiles remaining, Red had just placed a straight line over here on the left, and with that move she's created 2 threats. First of all, she's threatening to grab a curve and connect into this big field. And if you look on the map, you can see there are currently 3 red field meeples on the map and only 2 yellow meeples on the map. These fields could easily merge with just 3 tiles. The resulting field would be worth at least 24 points. And with a 3-2 meeple majority, Red would have control of it and a commanding lead in the game. But that's not all. With the same move, Red had created another threat. Look at the left side of the map. There's the city that Yellow was about to take over and complete. Now, Red is threatening to thwart that by either blocking or equalizing this city herself. So how do you address both of these threats if you're the player with the yellow meeples here and you have this straight line in hand? If you think you're a master Carcassonne player, pause the video right here and try to solve this position, but I'm going to show you what the player with the yellow meeples did in 3, 2, 1. Before I reveal the answer, I will show you some other reasonable moves that Yellow could have considered. A legit move is to try place this straight line over here, and this would severely restrict Red's options, leaving only 1 tile remaining with which she could connect to the field. Still, 1 tile is not 0, but this wouldn't address the threat of getting Yellow's city broken. On the other hand, Yellow could sort of save his city by placing the straight line over here on the left, and then leaving himself a 50% chance of finishing this huge city, because there is still 1 triple city with a road remaining, 1 tile that would fit in this hole. But this would not address the field threat. So Yellow finds a move that addresses both threats at the same time. Yellow places the straight line over here and drops a farmer. What's a farmer on 0 points? That doesn't make sense, many of you would say, because what if Red grabs a straight line and then separates the yellow farmer from the red farmer? Or worse, what if Yellow grabs a tube-shaped extender, places it over here, and not only cuts off Yellow meeple from the field, but also blocks the city connection for Yellow? But if I reveal the remaining tiles, we can see that there are no straight lines remaining and no tube-shaped extenders remaining, and these options are not available. And we suddenly discover that Red is in a really difficult position here, because there's absolutely no way to thwart the completion of this city without letting the yellow farmer in. However, Red has still hope. With the 1 remaining city cap, she could place it over here and accept the entrance of yellow field meeple into the field. Then she could hope to draw the quadruple city tile so that the city doesn't complete it, and then she could drop another farmer and try to take over the field with the last meeple. And this is exactly what she does over here. She drops her last meeple, because there's still a lot of curves remaining to complete the field connection and to also give her a meeple back. But let's see how brilliantly Yellow follows up his move. He starts by blocking the field connection above, so that the 2 field meeples of Red that are in the upper part of the map cannot enter the big field. Red now gets one of the curves, and at first she brings her leftmost field meeple into the field, threatening to then later bring her bottom field meeple into the field. Yellow now draws another curve, and here another spectacular move comes in. See if you can find that one. I will reveal it in 3, 2, 1. Yellow places his last meeple on a road that's worth 6 points. And then this move may puzzle you. But Alexey, didn't you say that using your last meeple is bad? Yes, it is. Normally. Because normally it puts you at a meeple disadvantage, but currently neither of the players have meeples, and when red completes the field connection with one of the 2 remaining curves, red will give a meeple back both to red and yellow by completing these 2 monasteries, and the road that yellow just meepled had become already 8 points worth. But just grabbing these 8 points was not the sole purpose of yellow's move, and you'll see that in just a second. Red grabs 3 points for an completed city for her field up top. She doesn't have any meeple, so she doesn't get the city points, but of course she will get those field points at the end of the game. And now we'll see another strong move. What do you think yellow does here? It's actually worth to pause the video again. I'll tell you in 3, 2, 1. Some of you, many of you, may have suggested using this monastery to just connect to the field right here, and then have a field majority again, and this would still leave you with a 50% chance to complete the city, regardless of which side you turn this monastery. But yellow finds something even stronger. He places the monastery over here, delaying the field connection. But the thing is, there are still 4 tiles to complete the field connection for yellow later, if he wants to use the road tile to bring the field meeple on the left. And in the extremely unlikely event that he doesn't draw one road tile, then he can still bail out with a city cap just to bring his field meeple in, and he would still have a 50% chance of completing his city through a quadruple city tile. But that's not all. With this move, yellow has further secured his city because he has taken away even more blocking options from red. If red happens to be lucky and draws the city cap, she will not be able to turn it that way. She will only be able to turn it that way. And as a result, this city has become almost unstoppable. Red draws one of the tiles that yellow needs, but she doesn't have a good use for it, so she just dumps it. Yellow now draws a road tile, but yellow is patient. First of all, yellow completes the field connection on the right. Red, of course, completes her field connections, and both players now get a meeple back. Yellow completes his field connection, and currently, even though red has overall more meeple on the field as a result of this block upstairs, yellow now has a 3-2 majority on the main field, which currently has 6 completed cities on it and is worth 18 points. Contrast that to the upper 2 farms, where red has 2 field meeples. It has 9 and 6 points respectively, with 3 and 2 completed cities respectively. Red is not able to find a productive move now, so she just adds 1 point to her monastery. Yellow simply scores 4 points to a city, and there's still 2 tiles remaining to finish yellow city, but red gets one of these tiles. She takes a 6-point city at the bottom of her last meeple, and on his last move, yellow does get the remaining tile to finish his city and completes it and drops a farmer. Not only has the city added 24 points to yellow's scoreboard, he's also getting extra 6 points from the field by having 1 extra completed city on it. Red adds 1 city point to herself, and the game is over. What started up with a complex endgame with both players being equal on the scoreboard ended up the British players win with a whopping 36-point difference. And that's because Yellow played multiple strong moves in succession, virtually strangling his opponent. It started out with this farmer over here, which at the same time was the protection of Yellow's city. Then the block of the field connection up top with the triangle. Then the 6-point road with the last meeple that turned out to be an 8-point road. Then the monastery move, the patience, the delayed field connection. And all that culminated into Yellow taking over the field and completing the city for 24 points, which by the way wasn't even necessary for the victory. The completed city was just the icing on the cake. And it all was made possible by this unusual looking farmer that Red placed on his move with 14 tiles remaining. Normally moves like these don't work in competitive Carcassonne because remote 0-point farmers are usually considered too risky and can be easily blocked. However, in this position it did work because of the specific nature of the tiles remaining in the deck at the time. This means that in order to play this move, Yellow needed to meticulously count the remaining tiles in the deck, as well as calculate some further variations of how the field could develop, in order to recognize that this move is actually winning with a very high chance. And this is why the British player's seemingly extravagant 0-point field meeple is this week's Carcassonne move of the week. Meeple the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more competitive Carcassonne content like this. And of course, if you're following the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship and you see a spectacular play that you believe deserves a spot in the Carcassonne Move of the Week segment, then let me know by sending me a link to the game and be sure to indicate the move number. You can either use my channel email or Board Game Arena's messaging system to do so. Thank you so much for watching, and I'ma see you soon.